If you're looking for the best sports memorabilia and card break room on the internet, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Tonight's action will move fast, so we want to prep you for what you're about to see on your screen. First, the all-important dice roll number. At the top of the show, the host will randomize a series of numbers. The number selected from the randomizer will become the dice roll number for the entire show. Meaning every mystery box that is broken, the names of every collector will be placed on a list and randomized using the dice roll number for the show. Next, you see this black ticker down here? This shows you which numbers are still available in each and every Ultimate Autographs mystery box series. When a break fills or sells out, the host will ask for a number. This is where you make your selection from. Simply type a number in the chat, and the host will pick the first number they see. Throughout the show, you may see two different types of breaks: divisional and top spot. Divisional breaks are most common. In this format, all 8 individuals who enter a football-themed break will be positioned next to one of 8 football divisions after their names are randomized using the show's dice roll number. When the mystery box is opened, the football division of the team represented in that mystery box becomes the winning division. The lucky collector whose name is randomly placed next to that football division takes home the signed piece of authenticated memorabilia. Our top spot format is typically reserved for giveaways, college-themed series, and non-football breaks. In a top spot break, all names are added to a list. They are randomized using the show's dice roll number. At the end of the randomization, the name at the top becomes the winner of the signed item or prize. Breaking sports memorabilia has never been easier or more fun than it is in Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Remember, every mystery box series you see on the show can also be purchased as a personal mystery box that is either shipped directly to your home for you to open, or you can request to have it opened on a future Ultimate Autographs Live Breaks broadcast. Also, while you're waiting for your break to fill, we encourage you to look around ultimateautographs.com to see if you find a piece of memorabilia you love and want to add to your collection. And don't forget, every live break spot you purchase automatically earns you 6% back in UA cash that you can later exchange for a mystery box or a signed item of your choosing. All right, the time has come. Let's break some certified, authentic sports memorabilia in Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room. Tell 'em, boys.
Hello and welcome to Ultimate Autographs. I'm Kamen here with Steven. 6 different series on the site. I do want to highlight a few of them, like the Olympic Loot Crate. We've got Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Namath, full-size helmets available in there. Replica, I think, is the Brady, and the Namath is a replica, but the Manning's a full-size authentic. And this Ted Williams bat. Are you kidding me? Ted Williams, one of the all-time great hitters. Ted Williams is out there in this Olympic Loot Crate series.
Teddy Ball Game.
Teddy Ball Game. The box will come in with a sheet and it'll say you've won this Ted Williams bat. Also, this Justin Fields frame jersey, this Joe Montana frame jersey, Steven. These are also hidden headliners in the Olympic Loot Crate. So definitely want to get rolling with that series. It is a very, very good one. And we want to get closed on the minis. We have just 2 double box breaks left in the minis. We get those done today. We'll drop a new series tonight for the night show. So let's get rolling on the show. Steven, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Kamen. How about yourself?
Doing great. Let's head to the randomizer. We need 6 or higher on the dice roll. How about an 8? 8 is my lucky number. 8 was the dice roll Sunday when we had that big show with the Super Bowl series. So that will be fun. And let's see what our chase item of the day is. Let's spin that wheel. Here we go. How about that, Steven? The Olympic Loot Crate. It's as if the dice roll knows that we want to get rolling on this series. This, again, is the one series that we have been sleeping on. The Olympic Loot Crate. This Ted Williams bat you see in front of you, that is available in the Olympic Loot Crate. So is a Peyton Manning full-size authentic flash. We have Tom Brady and Joe Namath helmets still out there in this series. this is going to be fun. I hope we can do one of those breaks. We have 9 slots remaining in that one.
I've yet to do an Olympic Loot Crate break.
I have yet to do one either as a breaker. I've been in the room a couple times as a producer, but would like to see more of that. Would like to see a pull. The way that works, it's a gold medal hit, a silver medal hit, and a bronze medal hit. So we can have 3 different winners in there. The gold is considered higher value. A lot of our full-size authentics tend to be the gold medal hits, or a bat like Ted Williams bat. So a lot of good things available in that series. Definitely one I recommend. How is everyone in the chat doing? This afternoon? Updating on the break page. We have 7 left on the playoff bound, 6 left on the Running Wild minis, 6 left on the Phillip and Sons replica, just 5 left in our Happy Retirement series. We still have a Dak Prescott and a Jamar Chase out there in that series I haven't seen pulled. We actually have other really good helmets that I haven't seen pulled, like Troy Aikman, Ray Lewis, Jerome Bettis in that series. And then the playoff bound. We have just 4 playoff bounds left. Still haven't seen that Travis Kelce flash. But again, we have a lot of retail orders in this series. Our plan is to do 1 break, then do a triple box break to close out the series. So we close out the playoff bound. We close out the minis. We drop new series tonight for the night show. I know you guys want fresh and new series. That could be happening tonight. But a relatively fresh series is this Olympic Loot Crate. Ted Williams, Joe Montana, Justin Fields, some of the hits in that series. So let us know which one you would like to play. Let us know what you guys are up to as far as the break page. Steven, let me ask you this. A few days after the Super Bowl, maybe had a little time to, think it through. What'd you think of the Super Bowl game?
It was a good game.
It was a great game.
The appropriate team won. It wasn't the team I picked, but
Sure.
I genuinely believe in you don't just show up to the championship game in professional sports and win. So I was kind of realizing that last night as I was watching the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix Suns?
I know it's a different sport, but I was watching them play, and I'm like, you know what? That team can go win a title. The Rams have been there before.
They have.
The Rams they took their chops, they took their licks. They went on to win a title. I believe Joey B will be back, even in the gauntlet that is the AFC. But when he gets back, he'll have taken his licks and his chops.
That's right.
As he did in 7 sacks in that game.
Experience helps. My original thought on that game, first thought was that it finally went according to paper, according to plan. Because I'm a huge stats guy, Steven. You know this. I love stats. I like looking at matchups. And this season's been weird. Like, the matchups haven't worked out according to the way they should work out. This game, I went in saying the Rams' defensive line was too much for the Bengals' offensive line, and it finally happened. That was finally something that happened. So, it was a great game, though. Really, really enjoyed the game. Looking forward to next football season. I also think Joe Burrow is going to be back in the Super Bowl at some point, but it is going to be hard in that AFC with Patrick Mahomes, with Josh Allen and company. Dan Marino got to the Super Bowl early in his career, never made it back. And I saw a stat, something like the last 15 quarterbacks to lose their Super Bowl debut have not made it back. So it is tough.
But again, that team wasn't even supposed to be there. So I'm very sure Joe Burrow has broken plenty of trends.
Yes, he
for
has.
Cincinnati.
Yes,
so
he definitely has.
He's about to break another.
I think he'll break another. and like you said, with the Rams, for them, it was like they were in the Super Bowl. They didn't win a few years ago. A lot of those guys are back. And then they improved their team. They took a look at what they needed to improve.
Their quarterback.
They got Matthew Stafford. And to me, Matthew Stafford shored up a Hall of Fame career with that Super Bowl win. I think he's 4th all-time in pass yards per game, 12th all-time in career passing yards. Yes, I know it's in a passing era. I know the Lions were down in a lot of games. I know stats are inflated. But, man, you finished top 10 in your career in career passing yards, top 5 in pass yards per game, and you win a Super Bowl as a quarterback. I would put Matthew Stafford in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. It just depends on what you view it as, Kamen. Like, in the grand scheme of things, he's number 8 or 9 in this 2000s era.
I agree.
As in terms of quarterback.
I agree.
That could be due to stat inflation and all that thing, but I think you gotta take it on a situation by situation base, right? So I think Matt Stafford leading that Lions team that went 0-16 2 years prior to a playoff appearance.
It's a big deal.
It's a bigger deal than people are giving it credit for.
Sure.
I think situations and your surroundings have a lot to do with how successful you are, because no one man can do it alone.
That's
Michael
right.
Jordan couldn't do it alone. LeBron James couldn't do it alone. Tom Brady definitely couldn't do it alone. Joe Montana couldn't do it alone. You can't do it alone.
There he is, Joe Montana. He's right here. He's in that Olympic loot crate
The man
series.
above him, Justin Fields,
Needs some help
definitely
as well.
can't do it alone. It's good to see that Matt Stafford goes to something that's a somewhat stable situation, and he could show off all of his talents.
Yes, and that's what I think has kept him from being a Hall of Fame level consideration quarterback all those years with the Lions. I was surprised to see that Stafford's only played in 1 Pro Bowl in his career, which is shocking.
And he was a reserve.
And he was a reserve. And Eli Manning is actually, like, if you look at Eli Manning and Matthew Stafford's numbers are better than Eli Manning in their careers.
Yeah.
Like, on a per-game basis, he is a better version of Eli Manning. Eli Manning's going to make the Hall of Fame because he has 2 Super Bowls. That's why I think Stafford getting that 1 Super Bowl, for me, shores up a Hall of Fame career. I'm very impressed with what Matthew Stafford has done. And honestly, I know he had 2 interceptions, but man, in the Super Bowl, one of them was a tip ball that his receiver dropped. I only hold him responsible for one of them. Otherwise, 283 yards and 3 touchdowns. I think you take those numbers anytime. And he led the game-winning drive back. And he actually led a lot of game-winning drives with the Lions. They had, in like 2015 or 2016, he led the entire National Football League in game-winning drives.
Imagine how bad the Lions would have been if he wasn't on the team.
Exactly. Well, you can see it. Jared Goff's the quarterback. They had, 3 wins this last year?
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show how talented he really, really is.
Sure.
I remember how everyone was obsessed with the Patrick Mahomes no-look.
He did a no-look with the game on the line on that last drive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I compare Matthew Stafford. I think Mahomes is a better version of him. Mahomes is a better player. But Matthew Stafford's made some of those Mahomes-like plays over his career, and we don't talk about him.
You can say Mahomes is better. All I'm going to say is, what if Stafford inherited Andy Reid?
That's true.
And all the other guys?
That's true.
And what if Patrick Mahomes was drafted to Detroit? Again, I think
Situation and fit matter.
Not that Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be able to break through some of it, but he can't do it all alone.
Well, I look at Mahomes as a generational type player. I think he'd be great on any team, but obviously you'll do better on a better team. And I agree.
Stafford could be argued as a generational talent.
He was the number 1 overall pick, and he's very talented, and he's been doing it for years. Verdations, I agree, and we're sleeping on him because he was a Lion. But people have awoken to Matthew Stafford. I think he's finally getting some respect.
It's incredible how much one Super Bowl does all that.
Well, and that's the whole point of it being a team game. I don't know that he got any better as a quarterback. He just looked better because he played on a better team. The sidearms, the no-lookers just didn't get the recognition up there in Ford Field. I couldn't agree more, Verdations. I couldn't agree more. Matthew Stafford,
a lot of off-platform throws in Detroit.
Yeah, as far as the quarterback, if you're an NFL quarterback, you get judged by your wins. And that's a big part of the quarterback position. It is your job to lift up your teammates, but nobody was going to win in Detroit. Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, none of those guys were going to win Super Bowl rings in Detroit. That situation is beyond messed up, the issues they have in Detroit. And I'm happy for Stafford to actually get to go on a good team. And I don't know if you saw the Super Bowl rating, Steven, but the Detroit market was like
second,
number
right?
2.
Behind Pittsburgh?
Behind Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, Cincinnati.
And then Pittsburgh was third, I think.
Yeah.
That sounds right. So the Lions fans wanted Stafford to win, and they showed out and watched. LA, by the way, outside the top 10 for most watched Super Bowl.
Either you were there or you had something better to do.
Yeah. Obviously a lot of people watched, period. So I'm sure a lot of people in LA watched, but probably not enough. The other legacy game that this was for me is a lot of rumors about Aaron Donald calling it quits, possibly retiring. 8 seasons for Aaron Donald, 7 times first-team All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, now a Super Bowl champion. Aaron Donald, for me, is top 5 all-time defensive player, even if he retires.
I'd say top 2.
That's right.
I mean, it's hard with Bruce Smith and.
Yep. Let's open up some boxes, Larry. I couldn't agree more. That is our live break page. We have a lot of good stuff in our site. I'm going to actually go ahead and run through some more of the good stuff. Let's take a look at some of the stuff we have in our room. This Olympic Loot Crate that I told you guys about. We still have Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Namath available. And we have this Ted Williams bat that we have on the screen in this series. Larry, we can't open up any boxes until you guys fill up the break page. Right now, we have 6 slots remaining in our minis. That is a double box break. We have 5 slots remaining in our Happy Retirement series. This series is really, really loaded. I know Brady's pulled. We still have a Jamar Chase. We still have a Dak Prescott out there.
Jamar Chase is sweet.
Jamar Chase is sweet. Haven't seen Troy Aikman pulled. Haven't seen Ray Lewis pulled. I have not seen Jerome Bettis pulled.
One thing from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, one thing.
I think we need to recognize how casually. Remember in the preseason how Jamar Chase couldn't catch a ball? Did we see how casually he was catching the ball with one hand?
That was sick.
In the Super Bowl.
That throw behind him, Jamar Chase.
The one he just grabbed
with that one-handed catch.
It's just showcasing him, Mr.
Harrison Mercado, this Ted Williams bat has not been pulled. We are showcasing the Ted Williams bat. Harrison, we want to get that Olympic Loot Crate moving. So we want to showcase some of the stuff we have in this series. We have this Ted Williams bat. We have a Peyton Manning helmet, full-size authentic flash. We've got a Tom Brady helmet, a Joe Namath helmet. Some hidden headliners in Olympic Loot Crate series include Justin Fields that we have up here, Joe Montana also. So just showcasing some of the stuff you can win in that Olympic Loot Crate. Ted Williams bat is in there somewhere, and the box will come in with a sheet of paper. It'll say gold medal hit. You've won a Ted Williams bat. So we don't know what box it's in, but we do know that this bat is in this series. We have it in the room. I want to pull this Ted Williams bat, Mr. 400 batting average, Mr. 500 plus career home runs. Louisville Slugger bat. It is a thing of beauty. I want to pull Ted Williams. So guys, if you want this Ted Williams bat, if you want Tom Brady, you want Peyton Manning, you got to fill up that Olympic Loot Crate. We have just 8 slots remaining in that one. We have 5 left in the Happy Retirement. Again, helmets like Troy Aikman, Dak Prescott, Jamar Chase, Jerome Bettis. I have not seen any of those pulled. Our Playoff Bound series, we have 4 helmets left in that series. Have not seen the Travis Kelce Flash pulled either, so that could be a good item in there. Running Wild Minis, 6 slots remaining. We fill up the Running Wild Minis, just 2 boxes left, 2 breaks, 4 boxes left. We close out that series, we drop a new mini helmet series. Stephen, per our predictions, the MVP of the Super Bowl for 3 quarters was T. Higgins. Cup and AD took over in the 4th. And actually, if the Bengals had won the game, Stephen, I had this thought, T. Higgins would have been MVP.
Yeah,
because he had 2 touchdowns. One of them was by Joe Mixon.
One shouldn't have counted, but hey.
And that's where the game evens out. I know some people were mad about that holding on Cooper Kupp late, which was a questionable call.
He held him.
He did hold him. It was a nicky. It was a tough call, but it definitely evens out because I'd say that was much more of a hold than the Jamar Chase wasn't a hold.
I don't know about the T. Higgins, but like I think T. Higgins was going for the ball. He wanted to like go around Ramsey.
Sure.
But then he grabbed his face mask, which was a flag.
Sure.
And again, just like the hold I mean, it sucks when it comes down to that, but in the end, if you touch their superstar at the wrong time, they're gonna throw the flag.
It's justice. It evens out. I thought the NFL refs did a good job in the Super Bowl, and officiating is tough. It is tough the way professional sports move at the pace they move. I'll be honest. There are blown calls, and it sucks when it's your team or when it's your bet that you're betting on. But the NFL refs, the NBA refs, and the rest are all really good. I'm here for Happy Retirement, says Luis. I think Luis is a new customer, guys. Let's help out Luis, a new customer, and close out that Happy Retirement. Luis, what's your team? Harrison Mercado, what's your team? Verdations? I'm not even sure who Verdations or Larry Londiar, guys. But what are your teams? Let us know what teams you like. Maybe I can tell you guys about some potential product we might have of your teams here in the break room.
I know Cup caught 2 touchdowns, but I feel like AD was the MVP.
Aaron Donald?
Yeah.
Well, I placed that $5 on him for 85, so I wanted Aaron Donald as well.
I didn't place on T. Higgins, but that was my other bet because I just knew he was going to have.
Sure.
He was going to be able to exploit
that weakness.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. Bob McKelvey's a Dallas Cowboys fan. Bob, I'll tell you a new helmet we just got in our break room. And I have not seen this guy pulled in this series. This CD Lamb. CD Lamb Eclipse in the Phillip and Sons replica series. That is an excellent Cowboys hit.
What an autograph.
That is a beautiful autograph for CD Lamb. I mean, I don't know if it's beautiful.
I can't read it.
Can't read it, but it's something. It's something different.
I think the C and the D are all encompassed.
Mm-hmm.
And Lamb's in there somewhere.
So, Phillip and Sons, you can get a CD Lamb. There is, I believe, a Troy Aikman that we have not pulled. This is a break room exclusive. I definitely haven't seen this Troy Aikman pulled in the Happy Retirement. Have you seen Aikman
I have not
pulled?
seen Troy pulled.
So, have not seen Troy Aikman pulled. It's awesome, says Bob. Well, Bob, if you want Cowboy stuff, the Happy Retirement is a good one, as is our Phillip and Sons replica, and as is this one, our Roll Tide jerseys. Now, we did have some personals go in this series, so not 100% sure that they're out there, but have not seen this Amari Cooper get pulled for sure. I haven't seen this Bryce Young get pulled, a guy that's going to be a future great player. Haven't seen Deebo Samuel get pulled either. So a lot of good stuff out there on our break page.
If it wasn't on a Cowboys helmet, it would take you a million years to know that's CD Lamb.
I agree.
I disagree.
Bob is definitely a fan of those legible signatures. That is what Bob likes.
Like one Ted Williams.
Ted Williams?
That's a very legible signature.
You can tell this is Ted Williams. Again,
he took cursive.
This is in the Olympic Loot Crate, guys. We have not pulled this bat. If you see that Olympic Loot Crate listing, we still have Ted Williams. We have Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Namath. Helmets of those 3 football legends, former Super Bowl champions, Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Brady not yet, but obviously will be in the Hall of Fame. And then a Hall of Fame, probably top 5 all time, Ted Williams, baseball player.
Oh, yeah.
Top 5 all time.
He's like one of the last people that hit 400.
Yeah, I think Willie Mays, Babe Ruth come to mind. I got to say Ted Williams in there.
Barry Bonds.
It doesn't matter about the roids. Barry Bonds, yeah.
He's a statistical lord.
Let's pull this Ted Williams bat, guys. Let's hop in on the Olympic Loot Crate. You can get that Ted Williams bat. That is a series we haven't gotten very deep into. I know you guys want fresh series. Pretty much everything good is left in the Olympic Loot Crate. The only hit that I would say has been really good that we've pulled in there is that Giannis jersey. So
he's been on a tear.
Giannis has been on a tear, so that was a good hit in the Olympic Loot Crate, but pretty much the other 4 big items left in that series, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Namath, Ted Williams are all available. And Bob, you'll like this, that Joe Namath helmet, it's like an old school helmet. It looks like a replica helmet that he would have wore back in the day when he guaranteed the Super Bowl win.
Yeah, the thing about baseball, Bob's saying probably the greatest hitter of all time, and there's nothing incorrect about that statement because, like you said, he hit over 500 home runs, hit for a high average. Pete Rose might have the most hits of all time, but if you're just a slap single hitter, you're not going to impact the game as much
as Ted Williams
did. But yeah,
I've got him as the 2nd greatest hitter of all time. It is very hard to compare eras, but Babe Ruth also hit 342 with 714 home runs. So I got Babe Ruth number 1 hitter of all time. Ted Williams, number 2. I mean, if you're, 1, 2, 3, anywhere in the top 5, you're great.
I think if you're a top 20 baseball player of all time, like you're an elite class of yourself.
Yes.
Because of 18 players playing a game, over 100,000 games have been played in Major League history.
Sure.
And there's just so many different positions, and you don't know the way it's going to impact. One year the ball could be hit to a guy a ton. The next year, nothing.
That's right.
So it's just it's a fickle game.
And this Olympic Loot Crate, if you're talking about top 5, top 10 greatest players of all time, I mean, Tom Brady, maybe the greatest football player ever. Peyton Manning, maybe a top 5 greatest football player ever. Ted Williams, probably a top 5 greatest baseball player. This should be called the GOAT series because we have a lot of GOATs in this series.
Sure.
Jakeem says, I do like the background jersey. I like it too. Think it adds a little flair to our room. And I'll tell you what, Jakeem, we're going to work on making our background better, period. But this Justin Fields jersey, you can have it. Bob can have it. Luis can have it. Anyone can have this jersey. This is in the Olympic Loot Crate. This Justin Fields jersey, it's going to come with a sheet of paper saying you have won a Justin Fields framed jersey. Obviously, we can't fit Justin Fields in that Olympic Loot Crate box. So if you like this Fields jersey, you can take this jersey yourself out of the Olympic Loot Crate. You can take it away from us. It could be yours. So it is really, really cool. Williams did win 2 Triple Crowns, as Bob said.
And you know what the funny thing about baseball is, Kamen, is just like the quarterback, unlike the quarterback in the NFL, how winning matters. Baseball, you don't have to really hold them to that accountability.
No, because baseball, you can't carry a team the way you can in the NFL and NBA.
Unless everything literally lines up for you.
That's right.
Which is very rare. And then you have to execute in that moment.
That's true.
So, I mean, I don't think Ted Williams ever won a title, but that doesn't really matter.
All right, here we go, guys. This is the live break page. This is where you hop into our links and you get moving on the series. I'm going to drop our closest break right now, the happy retirement break. Again, Troy Aikman, Dak Prescott, Jamar Chase, Jerome Bettis. A lot of great helmets in this series. That's our closest break right now, the happy retirement. And then we have this Olympic Loot Crate that we've been talking about like crazy. Want to drop this in there as well. These are some good breaks to hop in on. Wow, Bob thinks we're not very fast. Jakeem is asking who would win in a race between us. Bob's saying they would need an hourglass, not a stopwatch. I like that.
I just need to stretch.
Yeah, we just got to stretch it out.
We're not that old.
We're not that old.
But stretching would be nice.
I don't think I do well in a sprint.
I'm not a sprinter either.
But I'm a basketball player. I would do well in basketball.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm more like a basketball person.
Okay, well maybe
I prefer to like.
We should play basketball,
myself.
Steven.
Yeah, I'm down.
We play basketball. We have a UA live break room basketball game.
Okay, I would love to play Jakeem in basketball.
I would love to play Jakeem as well.
Apparently, let him shoot. That's the rumor.
Let him shoot.
Let him shoot.
Jakeem doesn't have a jump shot. Jake, work on your jump shot, man. Steven's coming for you.
They call him Akeem.
Akeem Olajuwon? Is he a post player?
I don't know. I doubt that.
Okay. Kamen, I did know that Steven's not a closet Joe Burrow fan. He's an avid fan. I know.
But he thinks I know his favorite lunchtime snack. Like I had a on-air interview radio with him where I just grilled him on all these questions.
Steven's got the binoculars outside of Burrow's house.
Do you know who
seeing what he eats for lunch?
Do you know who his favorite NBA player is, Jakeem?
Joe Burrows?
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna guess Steph Curry.
Nope.
Not Steph Curry?
No.
Oh, LeBron, because of Ohio. Not
No.
LeBron?
No.
Huh. I don't know.
Yes, T with the Jamar Chaser.
There you go. Donnie gave you the wrong info. I can shoot. I love layups. He's like Kyle Korver. Okay.
So you need someone to set you up.
Okay. All right. He doesn't do the off the dribble shooting like Steph Curry. He needs to be open in the corner or come off a screen and then hit.
Still love to play one-on-one.
That would be fun. That would be fun. Yeah, I love basketball.
Still waiting, Jakeem.
I got to get out there and play more hoops.
I need to go run. I need to go run some suicides.
Yeah, suicides.
Breathing again.
Suicides sound rough, but also fun.
They don't sound fun. They just sound like the thing that's gonna knock off my rust.
Right. They sound not fun, but they sound like they'll help us.
Yep, exactly.
This Sunday we're playing, says Jake. Okay, that better be early because I'll be here.
I don't get
breaking
the invite.
at 2:00.
I don't get the invite, Jakeem. Donnie didn't invite me last time.
Okay.
10:30.
10:30. Gosh, I am tempted to do that.
If it's right here.
Yeah. Do we have a shower in here? I guess there's probably a shower at the gym. But that sounds like a fun time. I know Donnie plays close by. Is that a rec league, or you guys just get together and play?
They just get together.
They just get together and play?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Steven, I might be down for that sometime. I love basketball and haven't played much
Sunday
lately.
morning portion off.
Yeah,
I'll do
10:30. Maybe if we moved it to like 11, that'd be a little better, but we could do that.
I meant just from my my work.
Oh, from your work.
10:30 is not a problem. I just need to get off my job.
Just a bunch of dudes hooping. Honestly, Steven, I actually might be interested in that. That might be a good time.
I'm not gonna show up on Donnie's spot with his buddies. So if Donnie gives me the approval and the invite, then I'll do it.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Yep.
We need the approval from Mr. Donnie.
I'm not gonna just blow up on his spot, steal his shine with his buddies.
Tyson, I'm ready for some March Madness. Selection Sunday is March 13th. We are less than a month away from March Madness. I'm actually a pretty big college hoops fan, and I have not watched much college hoops this year, so I got to start watching more college hoops to get ready for my picks.
I was a college hoops fan.
You were and are no longer?
I only watch it once a year.
Just the March Madness. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe peek in on some tournaments to see how teams are playing.
Yeah, got to watch the conference tournaments to give you some ideas.
Gonzaga, then Gonzaga's going to get there, and then Gonzaga's going to get punked by a real team. Like, it's how it goes down.
Yep. All right. So, Luis, I'll tell you how the breaks go. So, you are not guaranteed a helmet. All you have in there is a slot. So, there's 8 slots remaining. You'll be randomized into a division. And if the player we pull is in the division you have, the NFL division, then you get your helmets. So, our afternoon show at noon is typically a little bit slower than our night show. At 7 o'clock Central Time, we'll be busier. I'll be honest, this is as slow as I've seen lately. By this point, we usually have done 2 or 3 breaks, but typically the way that'll do, if it doesn't break in this show, it gets carried over to the night show, and then at night you can win at 7 o'clock Central Time. We don't notify you that you've won,
It just shows up at your door.
It just shows up at your door 2 to 3 days after we ship it, but you also can watch the breaks back. So
True.
you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and you can rewatch the breaks and see if you win.
Let me clarify that for you real quick, Kamen. You can rewatch all of our live streams on YouTube.
Okay.
Twitch doesn't really allow for that.
Okay.
And
But Facebook does.
Facebook does? Okay.
I've seen it because if you go to our Facebook account, you click our recent posts,
Yeah.
you can rewatch on Facebook.
You can watch those, but on the YouTube page, we have it all organized by date, time,
Yes.
so you can literally just go find the show on the playlist you were on.
Yes, the YouTube is the easiest in terms of finding it.
Yeah.
So, let's do some breaks, guys. A little slow on orders today. Like I said, this is probably the slowest show I've seen in a while. We are typically a little bit busier, but let's hop in. Let's have a fun time. We have a lot of folks in here chatting. Thank you very much for chatting. Let's make this a team effort because I know some of those prices, we're not going to have a one person knock out 4 slots, but you say, hey, I want to play this series. Let me get in with 1 slot. Someone else says, yeah, let's do that one. Let me get in with 1 slot. So let us know what you guys want to play, what on our site interests you. Again, in the Olympic Loot Crate, we still have Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Namath, this Ted Williams bat. We've got Justin Fields. We've got Joe Montana. A lot of good names. Our mini break, 2 box breaks left. We drop a new mini series tonight, the Phillip and Sons. We've got Phillip Rivers out there. We've got CeeDee Lamb. Some good non-headliners like Tyreek Hill in that series. Marshall Faulk as well. In the Roll Tide jersey, we have Bryce Young. We've got Amari Cooper, Deebo Samuel. A happy retirement. We still haven't pulled Jamar Chase. We still haven't pulled Troy Aikman. Still haven't pulled Dak Prescott. In the playoff bound helmets, we have just 4 of those left. We close out the playoff bound. We drop a new series. Still haven't seen that Travis Kelce flash. So a lot of really, really good stuff in the room right now. Let's close out some breaks. Let's move on those breaks and let's get them done. Because I think...
So quick question. That Bryce Young would be a top spot break, right?
Top spot break for Bryce Young. We're going to break a happy retirement now, Michael Campion. Michael, I have a good feeling we're going to do a happy retirement. Let's help out Luis, the new customer, for sure. Let's get rolling. 5 slots left and then happy retirement. I think we're going to close that up during this noon show. 6 left in the minis, 7 in the playoff bound, 6 in the Phillip and Sons replica, 5 in the retirement, 8 in that Loot Crate. Ted Williams bat if you want it, could be yours. 7 on the Roll Tide jerseys. We might actually do a March Madness bracket with our viewers and see whoever wins gets like UA cash or something else. Tyson, that's a great idea. I will suggest that to the powers that be our bosses. I do like that idea though, Steven. Isn't that a good idea?
It's not bad, but I feel like this they've done something for the past few years, so I'm not sure what along those lines it is specifically.
Sure.
Just stay tuned. We will definitely be doing something March Madness related.
And we had a great Super Bowl special series that people really enjoyed. We had a Joe Burrow full-size authentic, Peyton Manning, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. That was a really fun series. We had Super Bowl squares for people to win. Yeah. We had prop bets that people won UA cash. So typically when there's a big sporting event, we organize something special.
Yeah, so I'm figuring there's going to be some sweet basketball. Something
for March Madness.
March Madness, yeah.
And we are primarily a football break room, but we are looking to expand on other things outside of football as well. I know once the NBA is more in focus now, we're looking on a basketball-only mixer, Steven, with jerseys, balls, slabs, etc. I know we've got a Funko Pop series in the works. So we're going to have something a little bit more than just football in the break room. And it's going to be something specific to that sport. Basketball-only, baseball-only series, as opposed to the mixers where you don't know what you're going to get. But our mixer right now, the Olympic Loot Crate mixer, is absolutely loaded. I cannot say enough about how good that series is. Robert just hopped into the Phillip & Sons, by the way, guys. If you want a CeeDee Lamb, maybe you want a Phillip Rivers. 5 slots remaining in that. 5 slots remaining in the Happy Retirement. Luis is excited. We are going to keep doing football. Verdations, football is always going to be our primary thing. Football is our focus. We're always going to have our staple football series. We're going to have,
football will never not be.
Football will never not be in the break room.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know the specifics, but I'm saying, roughly guessing, we'll probably have 5 football series up and then maybe 1 basketball and 1 mixer. One or two. So the focus is going to be definitely football. Whenever we drop basketball and baseball, football is still the focus. Verdations is the football stooge. Well, you're in the right break room.
Yep.
You are definitely in the right break room if you're a football stooge. Football is definitely our focus because football is America's game, and we have some incredible football items in our break room. We just want to give folks some other opportunities to get other sports fans in our break room as well. But football is the one to do. Verdations, what's your team and what's your name? I haven't seen you in our break room before. I'm excited to have you in here for sure.
Came from YouTube.
Yeah, we have a lot of different people. Some people are on YouTube, some are on Facebook, some are on Twitch. We've got customers all over the spectrum. Sam Saboni. Okay, Sam, you sound like Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis. Not an Indiana Pacer. He's a Blazer now, right?
Nope, he's the King.
No, a King. That's right. I was thinking McCollum. He's now a Pelican.
Yes.
Die-hard Steelers fan. Okay, well, hey, Sam, we're glad that you're chatting with us. Keep chatting with us. If you want to just keep chatting and watching, that is perfectly fine with us. If you are a Steeler fan, though, I can tell you that I haven't seen this helmet pulled. It is a break room exclusive. It's possible that I've missed this, but I definitely have not seen this Jerome Bettis helmet pulled in our Happy Retirement. Have you seen that pulled, Steven?
Jerome Bettis, no.
Cannot 100% guarantee it, but I don't think we've pulled the Jerome Bettis. I do know the Polamalu got pulled, but Jerome Bettis is a Steeler that we have in our break room very, very often in all sorts of different series. Chase Claypool is another guy we have. If you see our playoff-bound helmets, Chase Claypool is a headliner in this series. So we have a lot of good Steeler stuff in our break room. Hop in and close out a series and get yourself some Steelers options if you want. We do have Steeler fans in our room. Joshua Schreckenghost, who's not here today, is a diehard Steelers fan. The Butts helmet would be awesome. Yes, Verdations, that is in Happy Retirement. We are just 5 slots away from filling up Happy Retirement. Hop on in there and maybe get yourself the Butts helmet. Did Claypool get pulled yet? Actually, I do think Claypool got pulled in that playoff bound series. I think that We pulled it together, Steven. Didn't we? Maybe a few Sundays ago.
I don't remember.
Maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was Mike that I pulled it with.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But
Claypool.
I did pull Claypool myself, but I have not seen Travis Kelce get pulled. Brady did get pulled, Luis. We did pull both Brady's in the happy retirement. We are honest with you guys. We don't want to mislead you. The Brady helmets got pulled in the happy retirement. That happy retirement series was going pretty good when people were chasing the Brady. We still have great helmets in there, though. Jamar Chase, Dak Prescott, Troy Aikman, Jerome Bettis. We have a lot of really, really good helmets in that happy retirement series that are not Tom Brady. So it is a great series to be in. So let us know 4-way on the Phillip and Sons replica. Phillip Rivers, Steven, has 9 kids.
Yep.
Most of them are daughters, actually, but nine kids. That is pretty wild.
Yeah, that's why he wants to coach.
That's why he wants to coach. This is the Phillip and Sons replica series. Some of the headliners in this series: Sean Alexander, MVP running back Phillip Rivers, future Hall of Fame quarterback Jonathan Taylor, best running back in the game if Derrick Henry's not healthy, CeeDee Lamb, a great receiver, Devontae Adams, Fred Warner, and we have non-headliners like Tyreek Hill, Marshall Faulk, and Ty Law, one of the best corners of all time. So we'll fill that one up for sure because we're just 4 slots away. Let's fill it up sooner rather than later. Steven, now that the Super Bowl's over, what are you going to be paying attention to? I know we're going to have the NFL draft coming up, but I know you're a big basketball guy.
What kind of question is that, Kamen? I think you already know the answer.
NBA?
Yep. Until baseball solves its issues.
So, yeah, I don't know when we'll have a baseball season. They're actually, I think, today or yesterday, typically around this time, pitchers and catchers report for training camp.
Yeah, it was Monday, it was Monday they were supposed to.
Monday they were supposed to, did not. What do you think about the James Harden and Ben Simmons trade? What do you think about that trade? I know
the Nets made out nicely.
You think the Nets made out nicely?
Yep.
Okay, because I think they got like more than other people get, but I think that I wanted to see those 3 guys get a chance. They were 13-3 together when they played together. I know James Harden right now doesn't look motivated.
But if James Harden doesn't agree with Kyrie and KD how it's supposed to be done, then it's not going to work.
But in the playoffs, though, Harden's going to try. That's the thing he wants. He wants a ring. He may be lollygaggling in the regular season, but I mean, I think they have to give it one more go.
But if they're not healthy, then they're not.
They're not healthy.
And James Harden said himself he wanted to go to Philadelphia originally.
That's what he says now.
But even before he got traded to the Nets, when Daryl Morey left, he wanted to go to the Sixers.
The one thing I'm worried about Ben Simmons is a guy who drives to the hoop, dishes it out. He needs the ball to be successful. He's not going to have the ball much with Brooklyn because Kyrie's going to be the point guard.
Not at all.
Kevin Durant is a shooter. I think Simmons is going to be great for them on defense. I'm worried about how he fits in with that offense. Personally,
fine, because if he gets the ball, he's going to pass it right to them.
And we'll see.
He doesn't need to shoot. He's not a shooter. He's going to be a dominant force on the inside, and if he gets the ball in the post, he'll feed the cutting Kyrie or KD. He's going to play good defense.
Look at Bob saying Kyrie wasn't getting his shots. They were never going to be together. He's talking about medical shots, not necessarily basketball shots. Does Aaron stay in Green Bay? Does Aaron Rodgers stay in Green Bay? That's a great question.
I hope not.
I think if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm wanting to go to Pittsburgh. I really think that with Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson, Freiermuth, Najee Harris.
He's a free agent.
Who's a free agent?
Juju,
okay. Well, yeah. Devontae's a free agent.
Deontay Johnson and
Claypool?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I'm Rodgers, I want to go to Pittsburgh, a winning franchise with the great coach. I don't know what this Denver Bronco rumor is. I know the Niners are another rumor. That would be a good destination. Someone in our chat said the Bucks. That could be a good destination. I just don't see why he'd want to go to the Broncos. The Broncos have some work to do for sure.
That's where his girlfriend lives.
Oh, I see.
His ex-fiance, etc. He wants to take.
Wait, ex-fiance?
Yeah, they're not getting married, but I think they're still together. I'm not sure.
Weird.
I'm not sure of the specifics.
Especially the last 3 major QBs to leave win a Super Bowl, Manning, Brady, and now Stafford. Yeah, I mean, there could be a new destination. The Packers drafted Jordan Love instead of getting Rodgers more offensive help, instead of getting the team more defensive help. They wasted their first-round draft pick on Aaron Rodgers, or not Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. And Rodgers isn't that old. I mean, he's older, but in the modern game, we see guys playing their 40s with the nutrition, the doctors, the medicine.
He's got 3 good years left.
He's got 3 good years left.
I don't know
and
if
they
you can
drafted
talk Brady about it.
They drafted Love, what, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was
so
kind of rude.
Basically, you draft him for 5 seasons. I mean, I thought that was really bad. I think Adams follows Rodgers. I do think that could be the situation. I mean, Adams following Rodgers.
I know he wants to follow Rodgers.
So we'll see. We shall see. Michael also wants to see Dame get out of Portland. And, McCollum's gone now. I know they're saying they want to invest around Lillard, get draft picks, but they're a long way away. I actually think Dame probably does leave Portland.
At some point.
At some point, because they're not cutting it. They're not winning championships with the current roster that they have.
They're going to have to do a LeBron.
Yeah.
If he wants to win in Portland, just like LeBron wanted to win in Cleveland, and they're not the same type of player either. But LeBron had to leave Cleveland the first time.
Sure.
If they were going to ever get the talent necessary to win a title. And you can make fun of Kyrie all you want, but Kyrie is a baller.
He is a baller.
When he plays.
And that's the difference with Kyrie. It almost like his ego got too inflated after he hit the game-winning shot in the finals. Because if you remember LeBron and Kyrie when they first got together, Kyrie was the clear number 2.
Yeah.
LeBron was the leader. Kyrie wasn't out there speaking as much as he is now. I think his head got a little full. He hit that game-winning shot. He balled out in the finals, and now he thinks he's Michael Jordan.
But everyone forgets that LeBron also balled out in the finals.
He did.
And led both teams in scoring, rebounding.
He did everything.
Assists, blocks.
He just didn't
steals.
He just didn't hit the winning shot, but LeBron was still the star.
But had the game-winning block.
We did not just pull Ted, Chris Roberts. This Ted Williams bat is out there in the Olympic loot crate. I'm showing off this Ted Williams bat. I'm showing off this Justin Fields jersey, this Joe Montana jersey. These are hits in our Olympic loot crate series. So that Olympic loot crate box, obviously the bat doesn't fit in the box. Neither do these hidden headliner frame jerseys. So it'll be a sheet of paper that says you've won Ted Williams, you've won Joe Montana, you've won Justin Fields. I want you guys to know what's in that Olympic loot crate. Want to get one of those done. Bob loves oddball stuff. Yesterday had a crossover auction. NHL players signing football and mini helmets, and NFL players signing pucks and jerseys. Saw the Detroit Red Wings number 20 jersey signed by Barry Sanders. I won one of the auctions from Fanatics, a Colorado Avalanche puck signed by Peyton Manning. I like that. I like that a lot, Bob. All right, guys, I'm going to drop our closest break right now. We are 3 away in the Phillip and Sons. This is a break that will definitely break during our noon show today. So that is the direct link. Head on over and Phillip and Sons. We will break that today during the noon show. And it's up to you guys to see what else we break.
I'm also posting the Olympic loot crate because that is our chase.
Yep, the Olympic loot crate is our chase. Not only do we have sick items like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ted Williams, and Joe Namath available, it's also our chase item. I need that CD, says Bob McKelvey. All right, Bob. Well, hey, that break is going to close today. It actually might have just closed. Did we just close it?
I know we're very close.
I think we just closed it.
Tashina Miller.
Tashina. I don't know if it's Tashina or Tashana. Let us know. But thank you very much for closing out Phillip and Sons.
I will get that list ready for you.
Steven will get that list ready. I'm going to actually take this bat. Yeah, Tashina's coming in and telling us. Tell us, Tashina. I'm going to put this Ted Williams bat back in, guys, because we are going to have some helmets on the screen. But it is Fanatics certified.
Phillip and...
If you want that Ted Williams bat, head on over. 26, says Michael.
I'll get that here in a moment. Phillip and Sons.
Phillip and Sons.
Oh, he has several daughters.
That's right. I think he has several sons and maybe like 6,
So
7
he
daughters.
definitely does have several of each.
Several of each.
That's a fair statement. What's box 26?
Box 26. And now he has more time to spend with them, Steven.
But Kamen, that's why he coaches high school football.
2 boys, says Michael. Okay, 2 boys.
Hey, that's a
I'm going to get our Excel sheet back up here because we have the Excel
26.
sheet.
Bam.
This is the box 26. It's called out in the chat. The dad is still available in this series, Chris, unless he was pulled on a retail order. We did have a few retail orders in this series.
You never know.
So I cannot 100% guarantee it. What I can guarantee is that we didn't pull him in our break room. That much I can guarantee. So Philip and Sons, this is our list. We are going to randomize you guys up for your divisions. First break of the day, hoping the first of many, Steven. Let's rally the troops.
Go.
Let's keep it going. Yep, my tracker says no to break room. There you go. You got the Chris Roberts tracker, the Kamen tracker. You're in good shape. All right, throw you guys into the randomizer for the new folks who are in here. This is basically how our breaks work. Everyone in this break is thrown into a randomizer. We randomize 8 times because that is today's dice roll. And then you get your divisions. So after the 8th click, these are your divisions. We paste you in. Like the first division we know is the NFC North because we're used to it. So Robert will have the NFC North. Sam will have, I believe, the AFC West is the last one. So here we go.
In that order, kind of goes NFC North, NFC East, or NFC South, NFC East, NFC West. Same order for the AFC.
Correct. Okay, so Robert, you have the NFC North. Tashina, you've got the NFC South and the NFC East, where that CeeDee Lamb is. Michael, you've got the NFC West. That could be a Sean Alexander. Tashina in the AFC North. Larry in the AFC South. AFC East is Mitch Black. And Sam, you're in the AFC West, which could be Philip Rivers, Steven. That could be the case. Philly special. All right, here we go. Here we go. Come on, Boxy. There we go. All right, hopefully we start with a good hit here, because once we get a good hit, the break room gets rolling. Steven and I together tend to have a lot of fire. Let's see what we got here. Well, this is one way to start. We said he was out there. Here he is. Philip Rivers, one of the all-time great quarterbacks, one of the all-time great passing quarterbacks, multi-time Pro Bowler, future Hall of Famer, series named after him. No way. Sam Saboni, his first win. He's got the AFC West. Philip Rivers. What a start.
There you go, Sam. Get yourself Mr. Rivers.
Get yourself Mr. Rivers.
He might still come back.
He might. He almost came back this year. Wow.
Was it the Saints that inquired about him?
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. What a hit.
The third quarterback in that really good class from 04?
Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, and then
Rivers.
Philip Rivers.
I mean, for goodness sakes, the Chargers moved off Drew Brees for him.
That's right. Philip Rivers was a great quarterback. He, similarly to Matthew Stafford, he made more playoffs because he had better offenses. They had the offensive side of the ball figured out, not the defensive side. So Rivers is the guy that could have won a Super Bowl if he had a better team around him.
And he was just before the Chiefs.
That's right.
And the Broncos' little mini run there in the early 2010s part of the decade.
Yeah.
I like his signature, too.
It's a nice signature.
Nice
it is.
Emphasis on the P and the, I guess that's an R, but
I think so.
I'm guessing it is.
Yeah.
That looks like it.
I like that hit. That is a good hit. I'm going to leave this up, actually, guys.
Yeah, let it ride.
So we'll let it ride. You guys see some of the stuff we have in our break room. Head on over to the break page and fill up some spots, because this is an example of some of the fire we have in here. So we're talking about like all the helmets that are out there, the big hits. Well, this is one of them. This is a beautiful looking Chargers helmet.
Phil.
Fill the breaks. Nice hit indeed.
I just meant Phil Nye, the Rivers guy.
Bill Nye the Rivers guy. I like that, Steven. I like that a lot. So our second Phillip and Sons break is up. 7.3 on the Joe Aguilar scale, says Chris.
I don't know if that's going to be the case.
What are you thinking, lower or higher?
A little bit lower.
A little lower?
Joe, if you guys checked out last Sweet Sigs with Joe Burrow, he gave it a 9.
Okay.
And he would have liked Burrow to spell out his name. But all you can really read on this one is the P and the R. So I'm not sure what Joe would be. But you know what, Chris? If we have another Phillip Rivers item, I'm going to have him do a Sweet Sig so we can get an official rating. And you're really good at knocking down these, I don't want to say predictions, I should say. You're really good at these predictions. So I'd be curious to see if he gave him a 7.3.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't think he'd give him a 1.7, though.
No, I don't think so. To me, that's about a 7.5. Another one, says Chris. 3.9 on the Joe Aguilar scale, says Bob. If it wasn't on a Chargers helmet with 17, you would have no idea who it is. Yeah, that's true.
Well, Tashina just closed out numero dos.
Of this series?
Of Phillip and Sons.
So she bought all of them.
Yep. I'm going to fill that out. And
all right, Tashina, thank you very much. Let us know on the box number. 1, 2, 28, 29, and 31 are available.
Only 4 boxes left.
Well,
five.
We have more not in the room. It's out of 40.
Oh, we do.
So we do have more in the other room we can get if we really keep rolling. But those are the ones available.
Let's roll.
I'm predicting Tashina's going to win. I'm calling this. Miss Miller. If, in fact, you are a miss or a Mrs. or a Mr., I don't want to mix up people's names, but I'm guessing Tashina, I'll say Miss Miller. I'm guessing you're going to win. 29. All right.
There you go. That's ready for you.
2-9. And we just need 29. All right. We found a series we like. Phillip and Sons.
29. Everyone's sleeping on box 1.
They are. People are sleeping on
bag Phillip.
I'll bag Phillip
over here.
I'll bag and tag. Chris says box 1, it's loaded. We'll see. Chris is thinking like Steven. It's a pretty good series. Again, the non-headliners in this series are pretty good too. Can you change that name up there, Steven, to Phillip and Sons instead of Roll Tide?
I don't know why that's Roll Tide.
Yeah, I don't know either. Weird. All right. Thank you very much, Tashina, for filling up that break. Looking forward to some more fun in Phillip and Sons. One is ready. Here,
you just hand it to me.
All right, I'll hand it to Steven. All right, no need to randomize the divisions. Next time, Chris says Tashina. All right. Is it pronounced Tashina? How do you say it? I don't want to butcher your name. Let me know how you pronounce that name.
I think you're kind of. I think
it's
right.
Tashina.
I think you're right. Otherwise, they usually correct us.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Just want to make sure that we're getting your name right. All right, guys. This is a guaranteed win. She bought out all 8 slots. This is a hit we see in here a lot. I think, Tashina, this is an underrated hit. We've got ourselves Neil Smith. He is a 100 sacks club guy, one of the best defensive linemen of all time. Super Bowl, back-to-back Super Bowl titles. He signed it that way. Neil Smith. That would be an AFC West hit. Neil Smith played with the Chiefs, played with the Broncos, was a big star with both of them. He is a guy we have in our break room quite a bit. 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champ, NFL 1990s All-Decade Team, member of the 100 Sack Club, Neil Smith. Love the inscriptions. Super Bowl XX. What is that? 2-2. That's Super Bowl 32 and Super Bowl 33 inscription. Back-to-back Super Bowl titles. Neil Smith. He's got the back-to-back. Actually, have not seen him sign it that way before. We have Neil Smith in here a lot, signing it back-to-back. I so wanted to say Neil Smith, but just didn't do it, says Chris.
Another beautiful signature as well. Neil Smith, Also on our Joe's Sweet Sig series, I believe he's the 3rd episode. Joe gave him a very friendly rating because look at that bad boy.
And that may be one you may not be able to read, but it just looks great. It looks great.
The penmanship is top notch.
All right, Neil Smith. AFC West is hot today, Steven.
Oh, yes.
Both hits coming out of the AFC West. Didn't need to randomize for the divisions because there was all Tashina in there. The way to get a guaranteed win, guys, buy out all the slots.
That is an option.
That is a way to do it. Not the most legible, but tons of style. I agree with Bob. That's kind of what I think about this Neil Smith helmet as well.
It might be more legible if you had more room.
It's true that Bronco is pretty big on that.
Yeah.
Covering up a lot of room there. JK, what does Tashina say? I'm not sure. The best Neil I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot. That is definitely the best Neil Smith we've had in the break room as far as the signature and the inscription.
Guys, just another reminder, the Olympic Loot Crate is our chase.
Yes.
I'm going to drop that link again in the chat. Kamen, you might need to repost it because I am on Twitch only, so
Sure.
Bob and company see it. Maybe the YouTube people see it, but I know, unfortunately, the Facebook people can't see it.
I will repost it, Steven, for sure.
But that's the link. That's our chase. We're 8 slots away.
Would love to do a wheel spin. Showed off that Ted Williams bat earlier in the show. You can get a Ted Williams, a Tom Brady, a Peyton Manning, a Joe Namath in this Olympic series. There's Justin Fields behind me, is a hidden headliner in the Olympic series, as is Joe Montana. Thank you very much, Tashina, for filling out the breaks, filling out 2 breaks, bought out all the slots. And Mitch Black, he wants to run it back. Mitch hopped into the next Phillip and Sons. Catching fire on the Phillip and Sons, guys. Happy to keep rolling on that Phillip and Sons. Happy to keep rolling. Keep the ball going on that one. Otherwise, James spun a 4 yesterday, says Chris. Okay.
He also spun a 99 in one of the shows.
And I've spun a 98 and a 99 before. So Chris is quick to point out the low spins for me, you, James, and company.
But everyone forgets I spun 100.
Don't forget when Steven spun 100, Chris. Maybe we'll have another 100 spin today. A glass half full, glass half empty type of guy. That's the question.
I really prefer to think of it as glass half full. If you spin a 2, you're that close to 100. Yeah, I would. If I had $425 remaining, Bob, I would.
$425 for Trout to sign your baseball.
Yeah, that sounds like a
best player in baseball.
Yeah, when healthy.
When healthy. Actually,
doesn't mean anything.
Well, the question mark is actually best. What's funny is, granted, baseball is the ultimate team game. You can make a case for the Angels.
Team game.
Right, but like a guy can't carry you as much. Like on a basketball court,
yeah,
LeBron James can carry you more than other sports. But baseball, like football, there's just so many guys. But my thought is that the Angels might have the 2 best overall players in baseball with Ohtani and Trout when you factor in Ohtani's pitching.
They also have Anthony Rendon.
That's not bad.
Who's a World Series champion. You never know in baseball. You know, you have one good year, then you have a crazy bad. Like, I think the Angels have only had 1 year where they were like the best team in the league.
Sure.
And then they got bounced by the Royals, and the Royals run in the mid 2010s.
That's right. So I mean, baseball is a funky sport. Only played 90 games the past 2 years. Of South Jersey kid.
Doesn't matter. Mike Trout is going to go down as the top 10 player of all time. Mike Trout is a different breed.
Talk about a 5-tool player.
He's going to hit above 300 in a league where no one hits 300 anymore.
Nah, these days the average used to be about 260. Now it's about 240.
Yeah, last year's batting average as a league was 245.
Okay, there you go. So that was my guess, right around
that dude,
right around that area.
That dude's different. About 10 to 15 people hit 300 every year, and Tim Anderson won the batting title a few years ago, hitting 330, which is staggering in today's game. So Mike Trout hits 300 with power too.
With power, and he gets stolen bases, and he fields.
He does it all.
He is a 5-tool player for sure.
5-tool player, exactly.
So I also pasted in our Happy Retirement series Talk about guys that do it all. Jamar Chase, the man can run. He can catch. He can jump up there and make all sorts of plays. Jamar Chase, full-size authentic out there in the Happy Retirement Series. Have not seen it pulled. I know a lot of Cowboy fans in the room. I have not seen the Troy Aikman pulled. Have not seen the Dak Prescott pulled either in that series. Have not seen Ray Lewis, NFL all-time tackle leader. I haven't seen him pulled either. So these are some of the big names, the non-headliner hits in this series. Haven't seen Ray Lewis. Haven't seen the Bus. Haven't seen Aikman. And have not seen this Jamar Chase full-size authentic Eclipse. This is our first Jamar Chase full-size authentic in our break room. So a lot of good stuff out there, guys. Head on over and fill it up. The NFL is in a great position right now, Steven, because they're so loaded all over the board. And Tom Brady retiring, the NFL is still going to be fine. They have Mahomes. They have Burrow. They have Josh Allen. They've got Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott. I mean, so many young stars. Even when Rodgers hangs it up, so many great young quarterbacks right now in the league and great young receivers like former college teammates Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, two guys we have in our break room constantly. Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf. I mean, you look at the running backs too, like Jonathan Taylor, our newer up-and-coming guy. Cooper Kupp has a long way to go.
Yep.
The NFL is in good shape. They can handle Brady retiring. Obviously, Brady's a legend of the game. You're always going to lose something when he's gone. But the NFL has so much star power that the league is going to be just fine without him.
Everyone gets replaced.
Everyone gets replaced.
You know, it's just part of it.
Part of the game. Brady is like Jordan. He is generational. I feel like 20 years from now, we'll be talking about Brady like we do about Jordan 20 years ago. But the NBA has the stars too. LeBron, Curry, so many more big names. Dame Lillard, Harden, and Embiid. So it's going to be really fun. We have had Mac Jones. Luis, we had Mac Jones in one of our mini-series. We might have had Mac Jones in a jersey series. I don't know if we have him in the break room right now.
Jersey? Or is that a Patriot jersey?
I think we had a Mac Jones jersey a while back, not recently.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I definitely.
I don't remember.
We definitely had a Mac Jones mini.
I don't doubt it though. Oh yeah, we did. Okay, yeah.
We had a Mac Jones mini. I don't know that we have him at the moment, but that's a guy we've had in the past, and we'll probably have him again. Mac Jones, by the way, obviously he's not going to be as good as Tom Brady, but I think he is a good replacement for Brady. And he had a solid rookie season, and they still didn't have great receivers, great tight ends. They've got a great running game. They've got a great defense. Got a pretty good offensive line. Mac Jones needs more receivers, more tight ends, and Mac Jones will be just fine. I think he is going to be an above-average NFL starter. And frankly,
kind of how some people started.
Brady started that way. Brady started as an above-average guy. It was the defense that was winning them rings. It was the running game. Mac Jones has the potential to be like Tom Brady in the early Super Bowl stages. A little bit lesser version. I mean, obviously Tom Brady was still great.
You don't want to take away from it, but you also don't want to undersell him too, because he could, I want to say, easily just be as great as Tom Brady.
Sure.
It's very difficult to do what Tom Brady did.
Well,
but he's got the right situation to do it.
He has the right coach and the right organization. We talk a lot about fit. We were talking about Matthew Stafford earlier in the show, how Matthew Stafford did not have the right organization with the Lions. He got in the right situation with the Rams and won a Super Bowl ring. Mac Jones is in the right situation. Unlike our guy Justin Fields, we're hopeful as Bear fans he gets in the right situation, but Fields has a much tougher situation. Trevor Lawrence has a much tougher situation.
He has the toughest situation.
Mac Jones, of the rookie quarterbacks, maybe with the exception of Trey Lance, if he does get the job, is in the best situation. I'd say Trey Lance is in a winning organization, and Mac Jones is in a winning organization. Yeah. The rest of those rookie quarterbacks, not in the best spots, but that's what you expect when a quarterback gets drafted so high. Obviously, they're getting drafted by teams with losing records unless there's trades involved, like the Niners situation.
Which is why what Joe Burrow just did is so impressive.
It is, because they had, 6 wins the last 2 years or something?
Yep.
And Joe Burrow took them to the Super Bowl. I think Joe Burrow was very impressive. It wasn't
just him taking him to the Super Bowl.
Sure, it was the team.
It was the team. But again, who does the team rally around?
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, exactly. So that
He is a guy that they're confident in.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We got Sam saying, I want to see Terry McLaurin catch passes from an elite quarterback and see his true potential and insane numbers. Terry McLaurin is one of the best receivers in the league. He is stuck on the Washington football team. All due respect to Mr. Heineke.
Excuse me?
Heineke.
You said the Washington football team?
The Washington, not the Washington football team, the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
He plays for the Commanders.
He's stuck on a name change.
He's stuck on a name change. Would love to see how Terry does with good quarterback play. Absolutely.
They're also a team that, if you think about it, they are pretty much a quarterback away.
They are. They've got McLaurin as a receiver. They've got Antonio Gibson as a running back. I think they need maybe one more receiver, but
their line is not a joke.
It's not a joke. Was it Chase Young?
Yep, Chase Young and
Chase Young is the boss. And Chase Young had some injuries last year, but I remember his rookie season. He was dominant.
They went to the playoffs.
Yeah. They did go to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Lost against Tom Brady. Yeah. They hosted a playoff game because they won the division.
As much as you want to say they lost to Tom Brady, they made it close with Tom Brady.
They did. They covered the line.
Heineke was playing out of his mind.
I remember betting my buddy on that game, a big Brady fan. I was like, oh, Washington's going to cover. And they did. They definitely held their own. And they are in a division where...
It's winnable.
It's winnable. I mean, I think the Cowboys are the favorite, but... They're in a division where you can get that second wild card spot, like the Eagles did. The Eagles, I think, were 9-8 this season.
Yeah.
Washington has the ability to go 9-8 and get the last wild card spot in the NFC.
Just as easily as they did.
Yeah. Samuel and T-Mac were college teammates, I believe. Talk about a bad organization and all billionaires in a room and come up with the Commanders. Yeah, I mean, Dan Snyder has not been good on the field or off the field in recent years for Washington. That definitely has been a bad organization.
Yeah, that's not... I feel for Commander fans.
Yeah, Bob says when they stink, the Commanders will be called the Commies. Not a good name for a team in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. It's true. That's a good point, Bob. That is a good point.
Dan Snyder needs to go.
He does need to go. I think a lot of people will agree with that. All right, well, hey, I'm going to give you an update on the break page. So here's the lowdown, guys. This is where we're at. We have 7 slots remaining in Philip Rivers and Sons number 3. 7 slots remaining in the Roll Tide Jersey Series. 8 slots remaining in the Olympic Loot Crate. 5 away in the Happy Retirement. Definitely want to help our new guy Luis in there to get that break done. 6 away in the Runnin' Wild Minis. 7 away on the playoff bound. So it's now 109. We're going to be here until at least 1:30. Having a lot of great chat engagement, having a great time in the break room. I want to give you guys ample opportunity to fill up breaks. But at 1:30, if we have not broken anything, we will hop off the air then. We don't have a chase wheel to spin right now because we have 8 slots remaining in the Loot Crate. So let's see where we're at in the next 20 minutes. If we're closed on a break, we'll break it. If we're 2 slots or less on a break, we'll stay on a little longer and break it. But let's keep the party rolling. Let's head on over the break page, keep the show going. Definitely want to stay on past 1:30, but that is looking like our rough deadline on filling up some breaks. Defenders, Red Hawks, Brigade, Sentinels, Admirals, Presidents, Armada, Red Hogs were the options, and Commanders. How many is left in the Philip and Sons? Bob, we have 7 left in the next Philip and Sons. The way it works, though, you hop in with the slot. In my experience, Steven, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but when we get to about 3 or 4 spots remaining, that break fills almost right away. So we're at 7 slots. Bob, you hop in. We're at 6 slots. One other person hops in. We're at 5, and then we're off and running. That's all it takes, and I strongly encourage you guys, if there's a break that you like on our page, get a spot. Even if it doesn't break this show, it carries over to our night show. But if you think you're going to do that break in the night show, for example, you get a slot in the early show, we can fill it up in the early show. So if there's something that you like, Bob, it sounds like you want that CeeDee Lamb helmet, hop in to that Philip Rivers and Sons break now, get us a spot closer, and hopefully that inspires the troops. We break it this show. But if for some reason it doesn't break during our 12 o'clock show, that will break at 7 o'clock Central Time. We're on 12 and 7 Monday to Friday, 2 and 8 on Saturday and Sunday. So 2 shows a week every day, or 2 shows a day every day of the week, 14 shows a week, except for major holidays and the Super Bowl. We had 1 show because it was a special occasion.
It was our holiday.
It was our holiday. Monster 2 o'clock show this last Sunday, Steven. You and I were in here, had a great time. You have 2 chances to win a mini if you join Runnin' Wild. Sam is doing my job for me. Sam, here's the deal. That Runnin' Wild mini helmet series, we have just 4 minis left in the room. That means we do that break, then we do 1 more break, and we drop a brand new mini series with brand new headliners and a lot of big names, Steve.
Nice.
So the Runnin' Wild minis, that's a break that we want to get done this show. Maybe we get this first one done this show. We do the second one tonight, and you hop back in here Thursday, and you see fresh minis. We're also only 4 boxes left in the playoff bound. So we close out the playoff bound. We drop a new playoff bound helmet series. So a lot of newer people in the room. And as Verdation says, I didn't know that. So Verdations, one of the reasons we're a little bit slower right now, slower than usual, is because we're at the end on several series. And I know a lot of our folks are just waiting around. They're like, well, I love the minis, but I'm going to wait until these minis close to hop in on a new mini series. If you guys want to make that wait go away, let's close out the minis. We'll drop a new mini helmet series tomorrow or tonight if we get these next 2 done in this show. So all of our series that we have, our staple series, include our full-size authentic helmets like the platinum helmets. They include our specialty full-size authentic helmets like the Happy Retirement. They include our jerseys and our replica helmets and our minis. Those are our 5 staple series. We typically have 1 series of each of these up at once. We close out one of those series, we drop a new series of that same kind. So that's the key. Closing out the series and dropping new, fresh series. And then we know things haven't been pulled when it's a new series because it's brand new. So
it sells itself.
It sells itself. Don't even have to do any work when the series is new. So, Steven, who do you think is more likely to be back in the Super Bowl next year? The Rams or the Bengals?
I got to see how free agency pans out.
Got to see how free agency pans out.
If Donald calls it quits.
That will definitely affect the Rams.
Like, Von Miller's a free agent.
Yep. We'll see what happens with Odell and his ACL.
Yep. I got
as well.
The Bengals draft. Hopefully it's 7 linemen.
I think they're going to draft a lineman. The problem with
Several
the Bengals...
linemen. Not just one.
The problem is it's going to be, the 31st pick. So how good is that lineman at 31?
You could find gems in the 2nd, 3rd round.
Okay.
And they have the 3rd most cap space. Yep. There's some good quality elder linemen that are coming into free agency as well. They can upgrade at corner 2.
Yeah, they have a lot of open cap. Verdation says, I think they're number 2. I think they're number 4. I
heard 3rd.
Was it 3rd? Okay,
Yeah,
so we all heard something different. So nevertheless, whether they're 2, 3, or 4, they have among the most cap space.
That can also fluctuate too.
Yes, it can.
The cap fluctuates every day depending on what the team spends, So
yes, that's true.
We're all in the right range.
I still think the Rams have a little bit better chance because the NFC, to me, is the weaker conference. I think right now the AFC has the Chiefs, Bengals, and obviously the Bills. And those are arguably 3 of the top 5. They are 3 of the top 5 Super Bowl favorites. If you look at the odds for next year, the NFC, Tom Brady's gone. What's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? And even as good as Aaron Rodgers is, we've seen the Packers have struggled to make it to the Super Bowl. That team is not great around him.
It's hard for me to put the Bengals because the team that loses the Super Bowl really
struggles.
Well, I wouldn't say really struggles. The Chiefs showed that this year they didn't struggle.
Oh, the Chiefs are an incredible team, though. They're an outlier.
But you don't go back.
Sure, you don't. They didn't go back.
They didn't go back.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Rams are in the better conference now. 5 years from now, the Rams
they're in the worst conference.
Right, they're in the worst conference in terms of good teams.
The
easier road to get to the Super Bowl. The Rams in 5 years should be worse than the Bengals because they have older players. But in the next year, in the next year or two, the Rams are built to succeed in the next 2 years. They traded away all those draft picks so they can get Matthew Stafford, so they can get Odell Beckham Jr., so they can get Von Miller, and guess what, Steven? It worked.
It did.
And I'm a believer in win now. Do what you can to win now. It's not about draft picks. I mean, draft picks matter, but teams often get focused on the future. They forget about the present. So win now mentality, to me, works. A lot of the best franchises.
It depends on your age of your team, though.
It does, but you look at the best franchises like the Patriots, like the Steelers. Those are franchises that rebuild even after they have, tough losses.
But they don't necessarily trade away their picks like the Rams did.
Sure.
Those teams are way more infrastructurally based.
Sure.
They believe at any pick they can take the player they want and bring him into their system and their culture and build them to be the player that they want to be.
And that's what they did. Tom Brady, 6th round pick.
Might not have that yet.
Sure.
They're a good team, don't get me wrong.
Well, they drafted Aaron Donald. What did they draft him at?
15 or 16.
Exactly.
I'm not
and we're talking about a top 5 defensive player of all time.
Okay. But I'm saying they don't have the cachet that the Patriots or Steelers have had over the past 20 years.
Sure.
They're still a new and upcoming team. They're still growing and developing.
Well, they were also in the Super Bowl a few years ago with Jared Goff. So the Rams felt like they were close and they had the chance to win now, and they went for it. 13th overall pick for Aaron Donald, by the way.
Well, upgrading at quarterback was clearly essential.
Yes, it was. It certainly was. I mean, they almost won with Goff. How many Loot Crate boxes were there in this series, Chris says. So here's the deal. The Olympic Loot Crate, what does the sheet say, or the board say? I updated it today,
37.
Steven. So we have 37 Olympic Loot Crate boxes left. 37 left. They have 3 items in there. Three items.
Yeah.
So you enter an Olympic Loot Crate break. We do a 10-spot, top spot drawing. Whoever is the top spot is the gold. The silver is the number 2 position. The bronze is the number 3 position. So let's say there's 10 different people in there. You have a 30% chance to win something. If you hop in with, say, like 5 slots, you're almost guaranteed to win something if you have 5 slots, because we have a 1, 2, and 3. So we have 37 of those left. We still have Peyton Manning. We have Tom Brady. We have Joe Namath. We've got the Ted Williams bat. We've got that Patrick Waugh Leclerc framed jersey, Gordie Howe jersey. We've got hidden headliners like Justin Fields, Joe Montana. That is an absolutely great series. I've only seen the Giannis. Yeah, I think the Julius Erving got pulled as well, Chris. But everything else is pretty much out there. I hope Tomlin can keep the winning streak going. I'm nervous on who our QB is going to be, LOL says Verdations. I've heard that Pittsburgh Steelers might draft Pitt's quarterback, Kenny Pickett. There's a lot of good rumors about him. He seems like a very talented player. He can pass the ball. He could run the ball. That's who I would go with.
That's why it's hard for me to pick the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl next year because of his exact worry.
Right.
And if the Steelers upgrade to Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be a problem.
Sure. In that division, let's not forget, Lamar Jackson missed much of the second half of the season. Ravens were like 7-2.
Yeah,
Jackson
really
gets hurt, plays hurt, and doesn't play at all. Then they trail off. Baker Mayfield, let's not forget this. Baker was great 2 years ago. I know he's an up and down inconsistent player, but he played hurt this last season. That's why I actually look at teams like the Chiefs and the Bills. Their divisions are not as hard as the AFC North. AFC North, along with the NFC West, are the 2 best divisions in football. So the Bengals are going to have a hard time getting a higher seed. I know they made it as a 4 seed this season. They had the upset at Arrowhead, but that seeding matters not only for the home field, but more so for the opponent. Yeah. In theory, like, you can get a low seed and have to beat 2 different teams. Yeah.
What Tennessee thought, though.
Entire Ravens team was on a stretcher. That's a good point.
They were down to the 8th running back. It was brutal. J.K. Dobbins tore his ACL like a week into the training camp.
Sure. I'll tell you this about Mike Tomlin. I have so much respect for Mike Tomlin. He's never had a losing season as a head coach in the National Football League. That is very, very hard to do. So, and that's an organization that knows how to win. The Steelers had all those seasons where they were like a high seed and they kept getting low draft picks and they figured it out, and they kept winning and winning and winning. So that's a model organization. The Steelers are like the mini Patriots.
He's like the 4th coach of all time for them.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's
right.
That place has been very consistent for their whole entire life.
They had
As an organization.
Bill Cowher was a Super Bowl champion winning coach.
Yep. I forgot I'm pretty sure it's the 4th coach in their history, right?
That sounds right. They haven't had very many.
I mean, it's a very, very select list.
A very select list. Guys, let's not forget
16th head coach.
16th?
That doesn't sound right.
I don't know. You may look up Steelers seasons by coaches and see the deal. I'm going to update you guys on the break page. We have 5 left in happy retirement. It is our closest break. We still have Jamar Chase, Dak Prescott, Jerome Bettis, Troy Aikman. Some huge names in that series.
Oh, okay. So this is what they mean. Okay, so they did it. The Steelers as an organization had 16 coaches.
Okay.
But since the Super Bowl era began, they've only had, looks like 4.
Since the 1970s.
Since 70, it's only been 3.
Okay.
Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin.
Since the 70s.
Since 1969.
That's incredible stability.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. I know sometimes when the coach is the problem, you do want to boot him, but that's one of the things that we often have problems with. I think
they boot too early.
They boot too early, exactly. They don't give a guy a chance to win. And then sometimes a guy who's won a Super Bowl for you, he has one bad season, then you want to boot him. If he was your Super Bowl winning coach, chances are he knows what he's doing.
You know, like, you know who I think is screwed? Brian Daboll. Sorry, Bob. I think Brian Daboll's screwed.
He's in a bad spot.
I think he's in a bad spot. I think that ownership is so bent on making sure Daniel Jones is their starter, and I think that's going to screw him over.
Yeah,
he's going to be canned in 3 years because he can't win because they don't have a quarterback.
And you know he doesn't have the position to win. So
exactly. And the Steelers have been the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, and Sam Verdation, Sam, you're right. Only 3 coaches the past 40 years. No Cowher and Tomlin.
50 years.
That is incredible. 50 years.
Yep, it's 50 years.
Steven, as a Bears fan, we've had so many in recent years.
We've had
so
4
many.
in the past 10.
4 in the past 10. And we've had, what, 1 playoff season in the last 10 years? Which was the double doink? I think that's the only time the Bears have made it.
No, we went to the NFC title game in 2011.
Oh, 2011, okay.
Where we lost to Rodgers and them.
Technically, that was 11 seasons ago, so I think I'm technically right. But you're right. I said 10 years.
I was thinking 2010 to 2020.
Sure.
But yeah, no, people jump the gun. They get anxious. They're in a worried, you know, well, what if our fans think of us culture? And Chris Roberts, what do you think about the Rams OC? I like it.
I mean, obviously,
they give him a chance and they let him get his quarterback. I like it.
And the Vikings, I think, are a team that needs to figure out their defense. Maybe a quarterback change, maybe not, but obviously
definitely a quarterback change.
Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Mr. Cook in the running back spot. They have some great pieces. And Minnesota's a team that has actually only been, like 500 or above, a little below. They're not a bad team.
No, they're not.
So he's in a good spot.
They're on
like
the fringe.
Like he's one of the better coaching vacancies, the Minnesota Vikings, because usually when there's a vacancy, you've lost a ton of games.
Yeah.
The Vikings are not far away.
But I also think that Zimmer is not a bad coach.
No.
I just think his voice was lost.
And I think they had injuries too.
They had injuries. And I know pretty much for a fact that he did not want Kirk Cousins.
No.
He definitely did not want to pay him the amount of money that they paid Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, they paid. That's the problem with Kirk.
That's the problem with quarterbacks.
He's a solid quarterback, but he got paid too much.
You see Derek Carr? See what he's expecting to make?
They may not want it.
I don't want it. I don't want to pay him $40 million a year.
Sure.
I'd rather just draft a new guy.
Every loss this year was by 1 score or less, except the final game, Chris says about the Vikings. That's right. They lost a lot of close games. I know they had that 1-point loss to the Cardinals that I remember on like a missed or blocked kick or something. So they were close.
Remember the year the Falcons went to the Super Bowl? Obviously, they blew a 28-3 lead, but they were like 13-1 and 1-score games that year.
Yeah, that's the key. You got to win.
And that doesn't always play out.
Sure, you got to win the close games.
You got to expect a regression to the mean there, you know?
All right, Steven, I'm going to give you an update on the break page, give our customers an update on the break page. So we have 3 slots remaining in the Philip & Sons replica, 6 slots remaining in Philip & Sons replica number 3. Again, I got some folks in there wanting that CD Lamb helmet. Cowboy fans, we have 7 slots left in our Road Tide jersey series. That includes Amari Cooper, Bryce Young, Tua is in there. We did pull the Devontae Smith. We have other headliners like Debo Samuel, Saquon Barkley, Keenan Allen. The Olympic Loot Crate, we've got a Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Namath helmets out there. A Ted Williams bat, which I showed off early in the show. Got Justin Fields, Joe Montana framed jerseys. Our Happy Retirement full-size authentic series. We still have Jamar Chase, Troy Aikman, Jerome Bettis, some helmets we haven't pulled. Then our minis, we're down to just 2 mini breaks. We close out 2 more mini breaks. We drop a new series. This playoff-bound full-size authentic series. Still have not seen the Travis Kelce Flash or Stephon Diggs Flash go in our break room. We have had some retail orders, so possible that those went elsewhere. But that's where we're looking. I'm going to give you guys 5 more minutes. The 5-minute warning. If we are within 2 slots or less on something, we'll stay on a little longer. But if we don't fill anything up in the next 5 minutes, or we're not within 2 slots or less, we are going to sign off. We are not going to have a wheel spin unless we really rally the troops for the Olympic Loot Crate. So if there's something that you guys want to get in on right now, this is the time to hop into the break page. Let's hop in now. This is kind of your preemptive last call for orders.
5-minute warning.
5-minute warning, as we say it. When I watch them, it seems like they just go all out first half and then just deflate in the second half for the Vikings. That feels like the case. Even in the close games, they win. I remember that Steelers game where they were up big and the Steelers rallied late, almost pulled off the comeback late.
Yeah, but maybe that other team just makes adjustments and the Vikings are not good at adjusting back.
And maybe that speaks to the coach, and maybe that's why Zimmer's gone. I don't know.
He's not an offensive guy.
He's not an offensive guy. He's a defensive coach. And the defense struggled. So I actually thought he was a solid coach, but maybe that's why he went.
But again, Matt Nagy's offense was really good that first year, and then it just got figured out because it was so basic. Exactly.
It was very basic.
That first year is, don't ever, on a coach's first year, don't ever like jump on those numbers because it's just like, for example, baseball. When you're a fresh rookie and you come up to the big leagues,
sure,
you can surprise people.
Sure,
but when
then they figure you out.
Exactly. So you know what? There's very rare cases where someone just doesn't figure you out.
And that's the deal. The Kansas City Chiefs have one of the all-time great trios of all time. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. They're still really good. They're going to be very good regardless. But teams figured them out. They used to, a little bit. They're still one of the best offenses in the league. But they were looking like an all-time great offense. You figured out that you cannot blitz Mahomes because he's great against the blitz. Yeah. They figured out that you cannot single up Hill and Kelce. So they've dropped back and they've told the Chiefs, you got to go short. And the Chiefs struggled early in the season. Then later in the season, the Chiefs adjusted to teams adjusting, and they took the short routes. So
it's all about adjustments.
It's about adjustments, back and forth.
Mind games.
The Chiefs have a great team, though, so they are harder to adjust to.
But they might lose Tyrann Mathieu.
They could lose Tyrann Mathieu. So
you never and not that your defense is otherworldly, but with him on your defense, you guys can at least create a lot of turnovers.
Sure.
Which sets up your offense for success.
All right, Steven, talking football, let's do one more baseball circle around here while we wait for people to fill up the break page orders. What is the baseball record you think will never be broken? I'll go first real fast and tell you the baseball record that will never be broken. Obviously, Joe DiMaggio's hit streak. Obviously, Cal Ripken's career games in a row played, but the two that are more unbreakable than those are Ricky Henderson single-season stolen bases and Ricky Henderson all-time stolen bases record.
I think that's an obvious one.
I think he had like 135, I think was the single-season record. You may look that up. Last season, it was like 30 was the most.
I think you can put that one in that other category, too.
Yeah.
Because just the way the game's played.
Yeah,
they don't want to risk losing runners on base for their run. So that I think that's a good one, Kamen, but I think that one you can also book to the end. I think Hank Aaron's 755, Barry Bonds 758, whatever you want to call it.
Complete games, says Michael.
Well, yeah, that too. That's
Cy Young's complete games, that'll never get
I'm
broken.
trying to kind of lean into where the game's going today.
Sure.
Which is more home runs,
Sure.
but those home run records aren't being touched.
We'll see. Those maybe not in our
755
lifetime.
755 is.
Sure.
Oh, they're allowing steroids again?
Well, and everyone thought that Griffey, Pujols, and A-Rod were gonna do those, but they never did. What's up, Donnie? How's it going?
Good.
We are getting close to closing out the show here, but we're having an excellent chat. We're talking unbreakable baseball records. Bob Boulay asked us the most unbreakable
We
baseball
already mentioned
records.
stolen base records, hit streak.
Wade Boggs drinking on the plane.
That's
record?
possible. That's
Okay.
You
possible.
heard of that?
No, I've not.
Well, how many beers did Wade Boggs have on that plane?
Probably a lot.
What?
Probably a lot.
I think he had like 55.
Okay.
They made it
What?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode about that.
We've got Bob saying, I think someone could hit 57 straight games, but I doubt it. I think Mickey Mantle's 18 World Series home runs will never be broken. That's the point. How many?
107.
Wait,
107 beers.
on a plane.
Hold on.
How long was that plane ride?
Hold on.
45-minute layover.
Where was
the
the ride from?
Listen,
The Wade Boggs beer record is the amount of beers Wade was rumored to have consumed on a cross-country flight while playing in Major League Baseball. Ex-teammate Jeff Nelson said 50 to 60 beers, which is still absurd. Paul Sorrento said 70. Wade Boggs himself claims 107 beers.
Okay,
Well,
so we
I'll tell you.
can't take him because he was drunk. He doesn't know.
He was-
He doesn't know.
he does not remember the number.
Yeah.
But 50 beers
Can I take the average?
is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the average of the three.
There's your,
Like-
there's your unbreakable baseball record.
Unbreakable baseball record.
You know
of the
that
day.
qualifies. That I've
That's
never heard
pretty
that.
He would
impressive.
have 107 beers. He would be.
That is absolutely
those would
wild.
be his last beers because he'd be in a casket.
I would think so.
He won.
I would think
77
so.
is the average. So that is the record.
77 beers by Wade
We'll,
Boggs.
we'll round up.
77 and a third.
Wow. Even 50 is mind blowing. So that is
Wade
pretty
Boggs is,
crazy.
Yikes.
Guess what we pulled today, Donnie?
Yeah.
Philip Rivers.
Did you have Philip and Sons?
Philip and Sons. We pulled Philip Rivers.
Philip himself.
Philip himself was a
That
pretty.
really break?
We had
Two.
two of those Philip and Sons.
Putting the links in the chats for these guys.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna actually drop this link to our chat, guys. I think this is gonna just about do it for the afternoon show. Did give you guys an update on the break page periodically. Told you guys about 1:30 was our last call, so this will do it. That is our link to our break page, though. If you guys want to head on over there and fill up some spots for the night show, we are 5 away on the minis, 5 away on the happy retirement. Our closest breaks for the night show. But that'll do it for this afternoon. Steven, thank you very much for the orders. Thank you very much for everyone filling up our breaks. Have a great afternoon, everyone. See you tonight at 7.
Yep.
Thank you for breaking with Ultimate Autographs in the UA Live Break Room. If you had an awesome time, you can join us again every day. We are live breaking certified sports memorabilia at noon and 7 p.m. Central Time every weekday and 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Central Time on the weekends. As a reminder, if you purchased a spot in a break that did not fill, your spot will transfer to the next UA Live Breaks broadcast. Lastly, if you earned UA cash today, the funds will be added to your account in 24 hours. Thanks again for breaking with Ultimate Autographs. We hope to see you again soon.